is the dream of the teacher who works at a donut shop after school just to make ends meet. She needs better pay and more support, and the freedom to do more than just teach to the test, because we want our children learning art and music and science and literature and history. And if your students want to go on to college, they shouldn't fear decades of debt, which is why I'll make college affordable with an annual $4,000 tuition credit every student, every year. But you won't get it for free, young people. You're going to have to invest in community service, work in a homeless shelter, work in a homeless shelter, join the Peace Corps, learn foreign language, join the foreign service, we'll invest in you, you invest in your country. Together, America will move forward. That's what we dream of. That is our calling in this campaign. That's our calling, to reaffirm that fundamental belief. I am my brother's keeper. I am my sister's keeper. That belief that makes us one people and one nation. It's time to stand up and reach for what's possible. Because together, people who love their country can change it. Now, when I start talking like this, I have to say some people will tell you that I've got my head in the clouds, that I'm still offering false hopes, that I need a reality check, that I'm a hope monger. But you know, it's true. My own story tells me that in the United States of America, there's never been anything false about hope. At least not if you're willing to work for it. Not if you're willing to struggle for it. Not if you're willing to fight for it. I should not be here today. I should not be here today. I was not born into money or status. I was born to a teenage mom in Hawaii. My father left us when I was 2. But my family gave me love, they gave me an education, and most of all, they gave me hope. Hope that in America, no dream is beyond our grasp. If we reach for it and fight for it and work for it. Understand this, hope is not blind optimism. Hope is not ignorance of the barriers and the challenges that stand between you and your dreams. I know how hard it will be to change America. I know it won't be easy to provide health care for all Americans like I proposed. If it was easy, it would have already been done. I know that it won't be easy to change our energy policy. ExxonMobil made $11 billion last quarter. They don't want to give those profits up easily. I know how hard it will be to alleviate poverty that's built up over centuries. I know how hard it will be to improve our schools, especially because improving our schools will involve more than just money. It will require a change in mindset, a belief that every child counts, that it's not somebody else's problem, a belief that parents have to parent and turn off the TV set and put away the video game, and that our students have to raise their standards of excellence. That's not easy to do, changing attitudes, changing culture. I know it's hard because I fought those fights. I fought on the streets of Chicago as a community organizer to bring jobs to the jobless in the shadow of a shuttered steel plant. I fought in the courts as a civil rights lawyer to make sure people weren't denied their rights because of what they looked like or where they came from. I fought in the legislature to take away power from lobbyists and to provide health care to those who didn't have it and to fix a criminal justice system that was broken. And I've won some of those fights, but I've lost some of them too, because I've seen good legislation die when good intentions weren't enough, when they weren't backed by a mandate for change, when the American people weren't enlisted in the process of change. I know how hard these things are. politics of hope does not mean hoping things come easy. But I also understand that nothing worthwhile in this country has ever happened unless somebody, somewhere, is willing to hope. And somebody is willing to stand up. Somebody who's willing to stand up when they're told, no, you can't. And instead they say, yes, we can. That's how this country was founded. A group of patriots declaring independence against the mighty British Empire. Nobody gave them a chance, but they said, yes, we can. That's how slaves and abolitionists resisted that wicked system, and how a new president charted a course to ensure we would not remain half slave and half free. That's how the greatest generation, my grandfather fighting in Patton's army, my grandmother staying at home with a baby and still working on a bomber assembly line, how that greatest generation overcame Hitler and fascism and also lifted themselves up out of the Great Depression. That's how pioneers went west when people told them it was dangerous. They said, yes, we can. That's how immigrants traveled from distant shores when people said their fates would be uncertain. Yes, we can. That's how women won the right to vote, how workers won the right to organize, how young people like you traveled down south to march and sit in and go to jail. And some were beaten and some died for freedom's cause. That's what hope is. That's what hope is. That's what hope is, Madison. That moment when we shed our fears and our doubts, when we don't settle for what the cynics tell us we have to accept, because cynicism is a sorry kind of wisdom. When we instead join arm in arm and decide we are going to remake this country block by block, precinct by precinct, county by county, state by state. That's what hope is. There's a moment in the life of every generation when that spirit has to come through if we are to make our mark on history. And this is our moment. This is our time. And where better to affirm our ideals than here in Wisconsin, where a century ago the progressive movement was born. It was rooted in the principle that the voices of the people can speak louder than special interests, that citizens can be connected to their government and to one another, and that all of us share a common destiny, an American dream. Yes, we can reclaim that dream. Yes, we can heal this nation. The voices of the American people have carried us a great distance on this improbable journey, but we have much further to go. Now we carry our message to farms and factories across this state, and to the cities and small towns of Ohio, to the open plains deep in the heart of Texas, and all the way to the Democratic Convention in Denver. It's the same message. It's the same message we had when we were up, the same message when we're down, that out of many we are one, that our destiny will not be written for us, but by us, and that we can cast off our doubts and fears and cynicism, because our dreams will not be deferred, and our future will not be denied, and our time for change